Hi. So this is your first chance to look at, or listen to, rather than look at me during this podcast, a podcast type of learning. So I think that's for the best. So I think I've mentioned this before, but philosophy is relatively new to me as well. My background is in sociology and English literature, which again ties in nicely to philosophy. I think I did take a philosophy of education course years ago, and as I mentioned before, I'm taking a second-year philosophy course as we speak. So to me, philosophy is simply a way of thinking. It's a way to see the world differently. It's going to give you tools to argue, to reason, and to write essays, and it's just going to make you think differently. It may hurt your head at times. So for me and how I learn, I really need a quiet place because some of these ideas need your undivided attention. And maybe you have the skills to multitask. But some of these ideas are so abstract, so out there, that it messes with your mind. And it messes with my mind a little bit too, and that's okay. But I think that's what learning is. One of the first things that I've read was a quote by Socrates. And he said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And he didn't mean that in a suicidal type of way, I don't think. It's just, it's an opportunity to look at your life from a different perspective and maybe rationalize some of your activities or find priorities. And I think the philosophy will help you do that. And he talked about, and this is years ago, hundreds, thousands of years ago, talking about this life of going on autopilot without really looking at our values and beliefs and investigating life's energies. And this was before the idea of social media, of internet. And do you sometimes think your life is on autopilot? You just go to class and just kind of go through the motions? Or is there stimulation? Is there thought-provoking activities? I sometimes think, and you might see this in the next two videos, how much time I actually waste on Twitter, Facebook. Yet I sometimes learn a lot from those venues as well. And Socrates also asks, are some things worth the cost? I stress over little things. Is it worth it? I don't know. Okay, so now it's turning into a bit of a therapy session. So I'm going to cut it off there. That's just my little introduction, and you're going to hear me again shortly.